Welcome in and back to Doki Literature Club. Last episode was a bit short, but we experienced whoever this is get ripped away from us. So I press load game. That's on my file, if I'm not wrong. A member's a member, right? Didn't Monica say she? Hey, Dragon. Okay, now I'm a bit confused as to why Monica said she. Unless she's referring to that unknown person, then I get it. By any chance are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could, at the very least, visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please. Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how can I ever refuse someone like Monica? Because she's evil. Sure, I guess I could check it out. Ah, awesome. Really sweet, you know that? It's nothing, really. Shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. And thus, today marks the day I sold myself. Where's the music? I timidly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Monica, full of energy, swings up in the classroom door. Oh no, I'm back. And I brought a guest with me. Eh? Oh no. Sayori? Or Yori? Who's Sayori? I wonder. Seriously? You brought a boy? Natsuki, you said this in the last timeline. Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club. This is bringing back, like, strange SpongeBob vibes. Or, I wouldn't say vibes. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. This is a rerun. So let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right? No, I'm not. Natsuki, the girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki. This is a rerun. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Deja vu. I've been in this place before. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. This is Yori, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yori, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So, I ran into Dragon in the classroom, and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica? Didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Dragon? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yori walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but well, we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? The president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You can put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I am confident that we can really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard to find these two. Where's the third one? Yuri returns to the table carrying his tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Dragon, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. Looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Rerun! Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The world of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed to be reserved. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But like a lot of things, stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. And once in another timeline before this one, where Sayori doesn't exist. I desperately grasp something I can relate to the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. I think it looks familiar. Because it's a rock. I didn't expect that from you, Yuri. Suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were writing on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud. Give that back. Fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe you share some of your work. You can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's time for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. This is all a rerun. Like I've said before and several times before. That way everyone is even. I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monica. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to torture the club as well as its members. Oh, you're gonna torture, alright. Very well. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well? Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monica may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry. I thought. The girls exchange glances before Monica turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. You have 4. Oh. Never mind. I'd be the 4th member. And if we don't find one more before the festival, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to take a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I'd feel horrible for letting anyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girl's eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? You really mean that, Dragon? Yeah. Could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you really just left after all this, it would be super ticked. I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Dragon, I look forward to seeing how much you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I really feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay. See you tomorrow. I can't wait. And with that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 3 girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure a good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with a writing poem tonight. I can't talk. You have unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it? Sure. What in the... I like when Papa comes home early. I like when Papa cooks me dinner. I like when likes when Papa gives me allowance. Like when Papa spends time with me. Papa asks about my friends. Papa asks about anything. Papa gives me lunch money. Papa comes home before sundown. Cooks, gives me privacy. Doesn't tell me how to dress. Doesn't comment on my friends. Doesn't comment on my hobbies. Comes home without waking me up. Keeps food in the house. Uses his inside voice. Leaves my stuff alone. Accidentally drops coins in the club. Or in the couch. He's too tired to notice me. I like when Papa's too tired for anything. I like when Papa's too tired for anything. Okay. Now. Let's go with silly. Natsuki likes that, huh? Let's go with after image. Okay. Let's go with disoriented. I knew she would like that. Bouncy. Let's go with giggle. Bed. Kawaii. Let's go with passion. Oof. Let's go with laugh. Jacksepticeye, laugh. Love. Geese. Lust. Bliss. Oh, scars would be yours. Let's go with flower. Let's go with extraordinary. Let's go with climax. Let's go with heart. Cry. I got Natsuki's attention. Hi again. Glad to see you didn't run away from us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least kept my word. Well, I'm back in the literature club. I was last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Okay. Thanks for keeping your promise, Dragon. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. What is with them? Oh, come on, he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. If you don't take us seriously, then you won't see us see the end of it. I can't read that. Natsuki certainly has a big mouth. Someone who keeps manga collection in the club room. Yeah, this is exactly what was said in the last thing. That's Sayori, I can see it. Monica. Sayori finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Dragon. Well, we'll make sure you we'll be sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway. Now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read? Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now. So it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. But wait. I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then I forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not like that, Yuri. I want to try to be a part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? It just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. We could, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How's this girl accidentally being so cute? This is a rerun. How many times am I going to say that? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you, I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for a chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around the closet. Typical. I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in here? She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point in keeping your collection organized if someone else is going to mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga. You read manga, right? Sometimes. Manga is one of those things where you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands. How did you know anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Yeah, you were standing right next to me. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a long volume of manga amidst in a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack. There it is. Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. She then returns a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Ah, much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. Yeah, I know that feeling. I get a closer look at the box she's admiring. Parfait Girls? It's a series I've never heard in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can do it in the through the glass on that door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Dragon. Consider this a... Did I do that? In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box. I'm going to show you exactly why. Shoves the book right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in a colorful attire, striking and animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly Mo. Don't just stand there. What? Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. Then she takes a seat against the wall behind the windowsills. She pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take a seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Why is that? I guess it's easier to be close together like this. Don't just say that. You'll make me feel weird about it. That's gonna end up the episode. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. And subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you in the next video. Peace.